Hi, thank you for watching Digging to China. I'm Dong Shang. If you have not done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. I'd like to discuss a recent topic that has been generating heated discussions on social media in China and internationally. It revolves around Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam. Some expressions in Chinese public discourse suggest that Xi was subjected to humiliation. Unlike past instances where the focus was on insulting China, this time it seems that the narrative is about Xi himself being humiliated. The alleged incidents contributing to this perception are circulating on Chinese social media, suggesting that Xi Jinping has indeed faced humiliation. Xi faced the first humiliation upon his arrival in Hanoi. Just like the Chinese Communist Party, the Vietnamese Communist Party orchestrated a welcoming crowd along the streets. This enthusiastic gathering displayed both Vietnamese and Chinese flags, creating a vivid sea of red. On December 12th, around noon, CCTV News shared a video capturing the warm reception of the crowd at the airport. The 34-second video drew the attention of observant netizens. Notably, at the 12th second, there was a brief moment showing a person, likely a representative, waving the Vietnamese flag, making a rude gesture by raising the middle finger toward Xi Jinping upon his arrival. Following the ensuing discussions about these frames, some internet users promptly noticed that several websites such as Peng Pai News, Southern Metropolis Daily, China Youth Online, and Chuanguan News, which had initially shared the original video, had removed the relevant web pages. CCTV's original video remained on their website but was re-released as a 31-second clip with the middle finger moment from the 12th second edited out. Chinese netizens seized and widely shared this particular scene. Does this constitute humiliation for Xi Jinping? Undoubtedly. And notably, the information about this humiliation stems from China's premier party media, CCTV. The second incident of humiliation occurred during the state banquet held by Vietnam to welcome Xi. At the banquet, while General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Nguyen Phu Trong, was engaged in conversation with a neighboring guest, Xi Jinping, for reasons unknown, perhaps impulsive, decided to stand up and approach Nguyen Phu Trong to offer a toast. Despite Xi Jinping being noticeably taller than Nguyen Phu Trong, Xi at close to 1.8 meters and Nguyen at around 1.6 meters, Nguyen did not rise to acknowledge Xi's gesture. He continued his conversation with the neighboring guest, casually clinking glasses with Xi Jinping while remaining seated. As Xi Jinping stood facing the seated Nguyen Phu Trong, who was shorter, he had to bend and bow to offer a toast. And upon completion, he returned to his seat. On television, it was evident that after the clinking of glasses, Nguyen Phu Trong did not take a sip. Instead, he casually placed the glass down and resumed the conversation with the person beside him. From any perspective, this moment represents a significant public relations blunder. It gives the impression that either Xi Jinping lacked discretion and awareness, interrupting someone's conversation rudely, or Nguyen Phu Trong deliberately showed disrespect towards Xi Jinping. A third interpretation could be that Xi Jinping got carried away, attempting to create a friendly atmosphere, and, when met with indifference, took the initiative. Regardless of the interpretation, the action appears irrational and perceptually is highly detrimental for Xi Jinping. This constitutes the second instance of humiliation. The third episode of discomfort arises from Vietnamese reluctance to acknowledge the establishment of a community of shared destiny with China. Xinhua's coverage of Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam reported that during talks with the Nguyen Phu Trong, General Secretary of the Communist Party of Vietnam, Xi Jinping highlighted a fresh direction for the relationship between the two nations. He proposed that, building upon the deepening of the comprehensive strategic partnership between China and Vietnam, they should collaborate to build a strategically meaningful community of shared destiny. According to Xinhua, Xi Jinping praised Vietnam's political stability, rapid economic growth, improved living standards, and enhanced national and international standing in recent years. He attributed these accomplishments to Vietnam's nearly 40 years of reform and opening up, particularly under the leadership of the Communist Party of Vietnam since its 13th Congress. Xi Jinping, representing the Chinese Communist Party, expressed genuine delight and emphasized that China consistently views the China-Vietnam relationship strategically in the long term, prioritizing Vietnam in its peripheral diplomacy. Xi Jinping expressed his readiness alongside Win Fu-Truong to announce a new positioning for the relationship between the two nations, focusing on the construction of a community of shared destiny with strategic significance, built upon the deepening of their comprehensive strategic partnership. So, the establishment of community of shared destiny between China and Vietnam was identified as the foremost objective of Xi Jinping's recent visit to Vietnam, according to Xinhua, or regarded as the most notable accomplishment. It is worth delving into how the international media views Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam and the formation of this shared destiny community in several aspects. The primary objective is for Xi Jinping's visit to Vietnam to exert pressure on Vietnam to embrace the concept of a community of shared destiny, especially in light of Vietnam's establishment of a comprehensive strategic relationship with the United States 3 months ago. The Chinese Communist Party asserts that it has also formed a comprehensive strategic partnership with Vietnam, making the relationship comparable to that of the United States and Vietnam. The CCP appears concerned about this development, expecting Vietnam to align more closely with them. After all, both China and Vietnam are communist nations. It seems incongruous for Vietnam to be on equal footing with the United States. For the last 3 months, China has persistently been advocating for Vietnam's acceptance of the community of shared destiny concept. However, Vietnam has shown reluctance, as they perceived this concept as a political term specific to China. They questioned the imposition of a term from Chinese political discourse on Vietnam. Consequently, the Vietnamese government has publicly opposed this idea. Over the past 3 months, according to reports from Vietnam's official media, the Youth newspaper, China's ambassador to Vietnam, Trung Bo, articulated before Xi Jinping's visit that the objective was to elevate the bilateral relationship to a level that Beijing might consider surpassing the relationship between the United States and Vietnam. Additionally, the reports mentioned the anticipation of signing numerous cooperation agreements, including potential financial support from China for the China-Vietnam cross-border railway. Vietnam's official media is openly disclosing these details, emphasizing Xi Jinping's insistence on imposing a community of shared destiny to create the perception that China's relationship with Vietnam is closer than that with the United States. Vietnamese people find this notion amusing, and consequently, they have consistently been unwilling to agree to it. So, why did Vietnam eventually give its consent? It's highly unlikely that Xinhua will disclose the true reasons to the Chinese public. The international media has covered the behind-the-scenes discussions, with insights provided by Vietnamese sources. According to these accounts, Vietnam agreed to the use of the term community of shared destiny in Chinese without objection because, in the Vietnamese translations, the concept was not incorporated. Additionally, official English reports from Vietnam did not include the community of shared destiny concept. Instead, Vietnam used the expression shared future in Vietnamese, stating, "We work together to build a shared future." This expression is generic and can be used between any parties. Secondly, Vietnam has avoided openly endorsing China's Belt and Road Initiative, despite benefiting from financial support through China's Belt and Road Initiative, especially for endeavors like the construction of the Vietnam Metro. The Vietnamese authorities are wary of potential public resentment and backlash. As a result, in Vietnam's media and public discussions, there is a deliberate effort to detach the metro project from the Belt and Road Initiative, steering clear of association with this particular label. The caution is rooted in enduring anti-China sentiments within Vietnam, setting it apart from the attitudes in other countries. During Xi Jinping's recent visit to Vietnam, there appears to be a touch of jealousy, as if he wanted to display a more intimate relationship with Vietnam in the presence of the United States. It seems like there is a diplomatic undertone of competing for attention. Given Biden's visit to Vietnam and his presence in Asia, the fact that he didn't include a stop in Beijing might have left Xi Jinping feeling somewhat slighted. Therefore, Xi's visit to Vietnam not only represents a diplomatic gesture influenced by emotions, but also serves as an effort to assert and preserve faces in the international arena. Chinese people adhere to the belief that extremes lead to reversals, meaning that the more one pursues prestige and artificial display of affection, the greater the likelihood of encounter opposite outcomes. This has resulted in the spectacle of Xi Jinping experiencing humiliation. It is unprecedented for any Chinese leader to face 3 instances of humiliation during visits to foreign countries, and Xi finds himself in this exceptional situation. The scene involving toasting was a spontaneous performance by Xi, leaving no room to attribute blames to others. Moreover, the Chinese Communist Party Ministry of Foreign Affairs may be preoccupied with assertive warrior diplomacy, resulting in some unfamiliarity with standard diplomatic practices. Xi Jinping has encountered diplomatic humiliation before, as seen in South Africa, where his translator was restrained by security personnel. Despite being aware of the situation and even turning back to observe, Xi's translator remained restrained. This incident clearly brought embarrassment to Xi Jinping, and it was followed by 3 instances of humiliation in Vietnam. It appears that the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi might face challenges in managing this situation. While the Ministry of Foreign Affairs loudly expressed support for Xi, incidents that bring embarrassment to him continue to occur frequently. The accumulation of such incidents may eventually reach a breaking point. Therefore, it remains to be seen whether Xi's 3 instances of humiliation will prompt a crackdown on the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, or if Wang Yi will be implicated once again. Xi Jinping has indeed injected some gossip-worthy amusement into the otherwise austere realm of international politics, serving a certain purpose. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. Just click the subscribe button right here. I'll see you again shortly. Until then, be well.